Hello, everyone, and welcome back to A Cup of Joe. It's your boy, JonahThing, and doing something a little bit different today. This is going to be a dating simulator, which, I don't play ever. But, we're going to try now. Let's roll. After getting off the subway station, I passed through the ticket gate. Like the feeling of being pushed and nudged around in a crowd of people. Wow. Nudged around is one word. I think of people is two. The moment I emerged from the underground passage, a humid wind gently tousled my hair. Tousled? Tousled. Alright. It's the middle of the rainy season. Even so, today the sun is breaking through. Perhaps it's a reward for my good behavior. While pondering that, I looked up at the shiny rays of light, peeking through the clouds. If the weather forecast is correct, it will rain in a few days. So I'd better enjoy the sun while it's here. Closing my eyes, slowly I soak in the gentle sunshine. That's nice. Wait. Anyway. It wasn't the time to be doing such a thing. In fact, I, Konami Izuho, have important things to do today. Oh. Alright. Just in time. While checking the location on my phone, I walked into the crosswalk just as the light turned green. The electronic billboard right ahead of me said it was exactly 2 p.m. Alright, I'll be able to make it with some time to spare. But... Oh, God. I'm getting nervous all of a sudden. From tomorrow and for the next 3 weeks, the first great mission for Konami Izuho, my teaching internship will start. Today, I'm going to visit the academy where I'll be working. Man, the more self-conscious I become, the less, because of my nerves, my heart is beating out of my chest. Come on, get it together. To calm myself down, I opened Twitter on my phone. Let's see how things are today. Bad. On my Twitter timeline, I saw lots of posts by the illustrators I follow. Art person, alright. I looked for Ima's name among them. What a shame. Nothing again today. Just to make sure, I checked Ima's profile. The illustration at the top of the media section was from several weeks ago. Anyway, Hima's illustrations are the best. They always give me a feeling of relief. I sighed while looking at her past works. Ima, who I've been a fan of forever, is an extremely popular illustrator. Her age is unknown, but her gender is written as female on her profile. I like to draw girls. As Ima said some time ago, her drawings primarily feature girls. I've also seen a lot of different illustrations she's worked on, including ones featuring fairies or people with animal ears. However, Ima's most common subject in her drawings is present-day girls. It felt as if my chest was tightening up when I saw those cute girls in her drawings, giving off a sweetness to almost like sugar candy. For some reason, it just made my heart ache. I guess that's so-called love at first sight. I like all of Ima's drawings. Checking Ima's posts over and over, and pushing the like button again and again, has become my everyday routine. But, in the last few weeks, Ima hasn't posted at all. In the past, She sometimes went a day or two without posting, but she has never missed more than 3 days off in a row. Has she? Did something happen to her? Or is she just busy? I wonder. I closed the app and returned to the home screen. Oh, and by the way, my wallpaper is the first drawing Emma uploaded on Twitter. Just looking at it, I feel calm. Speaking of desires, I really wanted to set Emma's new work as my wallpaper. After I gave a light sigh, I put my phone in my bag. The meeting at the school office went according to plan. Sitting down for a long time, my body started to ache a little. I was given a tour of the school facilities by one of the teachers. As she walked through the school, I stretched my lower back discreetly. This place is quite different from the school I went to. I've checked out the school homepage and prospectus beforehand, but it's such a beautiful and clean building. The hallways seem to have been polished to a shine, decorated with vases of seasonal flowers placed throughout. The students, who occasionally pass by, have a refined air and say hello and bow beautifully. Even the uniforms they are wearing are dignified and elegant, so my eyes are naturally drawn to them. This place is unbelievable. Will I really be fine here? While being guided around, I got quite timid. Now, that's all I wanted to show you here. Do you have any questions? Oh, no, not right now. Oh, are you alright, Miss Izuo? You nervous, aren't you? You are still nervous, aren't you? Maybe. I laughed weakly. Hours had passed since I arrived here, so I felt parched. I mean, I did have reason to be nervous. Usually practice teaching should take place at one's alma mater. So, I'm a graduate of this venerable school? The answer, of course, is no. I graduated from a very ordinary local co-ed school. But since it's a little bit too far away to go for an internship, this sister school was recommended. The Seisai Girls Academy, a preppy school that's well known around here. The Seisai Girls Academy places an emphasis on freedom, so Miss Izuo, you'll get used to it quickly. Thank you. I'll do my best. Haha. Next, I'll show you our auditorium and library, then also our sports ground. Alright? Oh, it's pretty. The school guide finished at a relaxed place. Or rather, I should say, it took more than 2 hours. This school campus is too big, isn't it? By the way, Miss Izuo, you requested to stay in our student dormitory, is that correct? As she brought it up, suddenly I bolted out a reply. Yes, that's alright. If I try to commute from my apartment where I live alone, it's a little tough. So I was trying to stay at a business hotel or a short stay apartment. However, by courtesy of the school, I was given permission to use the school dormitory. Well, it really is a big help, but is it really okay for me to live there? Of course, exchanging students from overseas and students who choose to move into the dormitory are welcome to use it freely. Oh, yeah. If you would like, shall we take a look at it now? No, that's alright. I shook my head in a panic. I had already checked out the dormitory right after having decided my practice school. To be honest, it looked less like a dormitory and more like a mansion. I couldn't find the person managing the building, so I couldn't get in. But at a glance, it was like a big house. Yes. I'd like to greet the person who is managing the dormitory. Manage? Yes. Let me explain about it. Several times a week, the dorm mother comes to clean here, or clean there. However, she doesn't live in the dorm. Oh, is that so? Well then, what about meals and shopping? The residents themselves have to cover them. Do you cook, Miss Izuho? Yes, I do. Comparatively speaking, I'm good at cooking. Hehehe. Oh my. Then no need to worry about it. Anything else? On our way back to the classroom, she explained the rules of the dormitory. I happened to remember one thing I had been worrying about since I first came here to check. By the way, who else lives in the dorm? Interrupting my question at just the right moment, the school broadcasting system began an announcement. The announcement called for the teacher that was giving me the tour. She looked at me with an apologetic look. Sorry, Miss Izuho. I have to go back now. But you can look around wherever you want for the rest of the day. Of course, you're also free to head home. Alright, thank you for showing me around today. Being left alone, I could finally relax. Then, I looked around at my surroundings. This school was so huge. I might get lost if I'm not careful. Let's see. Shall I look around once again before I go home? I started walking again, following the same order I was shown around in by the teacher. I checked the science room and the room for preparing materials and so on. Then, the last room I visited was the classroom where I would work from tomorrow. I stood in front of the room and put my hand on the door softly. The door slid a little. The door doesn't seem to be locked. I'm sure it's probably fine to go in for a bit, right? With a soft sound, I gently opened the door. The afternoon sun was shining softly in through the window, and the inside of the room was dyed orange. I slowly stepped inside. The next moment, I gasped with a little surprise. In the back of the room, at the window seat, a student resting her chin on her hands was gazing outside. Her long hair was swinging softly and lightly in the breeze, coming in through the open window. Wow, she's so pretty. I couldn't help but be entranced by her melancholic profile. Is there something out there? I was interested in seeing the view she had, and stood on my tiptoes a little. At that time, just when I didn't want them to, my heels clicked. With this, she turned around slowly. And she saw me standing there, motionlessly at the door. Sorry. Did I bother you? She shook her head slightly. I felt relieved and tried to start a conversation. Oh, yes. I should introduce myself. My name is Konami Izuho. From tomorrow, I'll be here as a teaching intern. It's nice to meet you. I'm Emma Suzuwa. It's a pleasure to meet you. My heart skipped a beat to hear her beautiful voice, which matched her striking looks. Walking slowly, I looked around the room. This school is huge, isn't it? I was surprised by how beautiful the buildings are. Oh, by the way, are you in this class, Miss Searzawa? Would you mind telling me what your class is like? What's it like? Nothing. It's just an ordinary class. Ordinary, huh? Well, what's an ordinary girls' school like? Oh, yes, ordinary. Right. I'm a little relieved to hear that. Actually, I felt nervous because this is my first visit to a girls' school. I see. I wondered whether a butler or maid might serve tea after school. However, thinking it would be annoying if I kept asking questions, I figured I should fill in the blanks from the conversation myself. I'm really looking forward to getting to know everyone. I see. Oh, by the way, Miss Searzawa, what are you looking at? Huh? I mean, I was just wondering if there's anything outside. No, nothing really. Well, it's hard to get a reaction out of her. I wonder if I didn't make a good first impression. Or maybe because I disturbed her during her alone time? I looked at her nervously. Does she look upset? Maybe not. She was just staring at me with a slight smile on her nicely shaped lips. So... Looking each other in the eye, the silence continued. Trying to talk to her, I opened and closed my lips over and over. Watching me in that state, Miss Searzawa finally opened her lips. Miss Izuho, may I ask you a question? Yes, of course. This was the first time I was called Miss as a teacher by a student. Feeling so happy, my voice perked up. I've got to answer any question she asks. What does it feel like to be in love? What? For a moment, I couldn't understand what I was being asked. As I stood there, not knowing what to say, she left her seat slowly and then approached me. What it feels like to be in love with someone. Please tell me about it. Well, let me see. I hadn't expected such a question. I mean, the feeling of being in love. How can I explain that? One thing that crossed my mind was D.L.Amar, Love Theory, written by Stendhal. I tried hard to remember the mechanism by which people fall in love, but I am sure she had no interest in such theories. Let me see. You see, it's like... Like what? Well, you see, oh, yes. Haven't you read novels or manga? When you see that person, for example, your heart might skip a beat, or your mind might be occupied with the person when you think of him. She was getting closer to me. I unconsciously took a shaky step backwards. Has that happened to you? No, I haven't. You haven't, huh? Then I noticed I was right up against the wall. I had nowhere to escape to. Huh? Escape? Why would I want to escape from here? Sorry about this, Miss Searzawa, but the question you asked... Seeing that I was flinching, she smiled softly, like a bursting flower. Miss Izuho, you're funny. Her white hands reached for me and got tangled around my wrists. And then... Miss Sierzawa. Her soft hair was swinging before my eyes, and most of what I saw was her approaching face. Her eyes, shining like jewels, were looking straight at me. What's the matter? She didn't say anything. Instead, she just giggled. I didn't know what to do, so I just stared at her with a troubled expression. You're cute. Before saying something, I felt a soft touch on my lips and opened my eyes without thinking. Her lips touched mine. Seems like a good cliffhanger to leave you on. So, I'm gonna keep playing, but you don't get to see more till later, tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you next time. Bye.